You want to hear something funny? This is like clinical psychology 101. If somebody comes to you and says there are green Martians on the front lawn, guess what the appropriate answer is not? Okay? You don't say to them, no, there's not. Even though there's not green Martians on the front lawn. If somebody comes to you and says there are green Martians on the front lawn, they're clinically insane. And if you respond to them saying no, they're not there, then you have locked yourself in to a discussion with them based upon their insane premise. The correct response could be, I'm so sorry, or are you okay, or let's go to the emergency room, or have you taken your medication today? There's any number of responses that are in fact appropriate, but the appropriate response is not, no, there's not green Martians on the front lawn. That's what we're dealing with in America today. We're dealing with people who are insane. I'm gonna read to you two things to set up what's going on. We're gonna get to this creature, Cecil. Cecil. We're gonna talk about him, but we're gonna use him to explain, to show how insane the world is right now, and the duty that we have to not respond in kind to insanity. All right, here's the first. One must never tolerate evil. For first, evil is tolerated, then embraced, then hailed as being good, then it becomes unlawful to do what is actually good. That came from a Facebook page from a priest who I've never heard of. His name is Father Isaac, his first name. But I thought, man, I don't even know who came up with those words, but they're awesome. All right, so that's where we're at right now. Let's just set that aside. Keep that in your mind. Now I'm going to read you from Romans chapter 1. For though they knew God, they neither glorified him as God nor gave thanks to him, but their thinking became futile, and their foolish hearts were darkened. Although they claimed to be wise, they became fools and exchanged the glory of the immortal God for images made to look like a mortal human being, and birds, and animals, and reptiles. Yes, like Cecil. Oh, there we go. There's Cecil. Okay, back to the Bible. Therefore, God gave them over to the sinful desires of their hearts, to sexual impurity, for the degrading of their bodies with one another. They exchanged the truth about God for a lie, and worshiped and served created things rather than the Creator, who is forever praised. Amen. They worshiped and served the created things more than the Creator. All right, in case you haven't heard, there is a dentist from Minnesota who killed this lion in Africa, in Zimbabwe. Now, he was on a legal hunting trip. He paid some $55,000 to get his license, to get a guide, to be on private property. This is an expensive journey. When you want to kill a big game animal, which is totally legal, it's not cheap. Well, as it turns out, this particular lion, I thought I saw a putty tat. This particular lion has a name, Cecil. There's pictures of Cecil. Let's show some of the pictures of Cecil. Here's Cecil quarreling with Jericho, another male. Here's Cecil lounging. Look at that. And then the one woman put on her post, I can't imagine anything. I'm struggling to imagine something more beautiful than this. There's actresses involved in international outrage and protest against this dentist. People are making death threats to the dentist. The dentist is actually in hiding right now, all right? Now, for those of you who are struggling to picture something a little bit more beautiful than the lion, let me show you this. This little baby is made in the image of God. This little baby has an immortal soul. Cecil, he's the created thing, okay? He doesn't have an immortal soul. He's not made in the image of God. The baby, on the other hand, is. So if you're struggling to picture something more beautiful, focus on the baby. I'll be right back.